Man, I took a deep dive into the Ultimate Universe, and man, this thing is cooking like hot fish grease, man. We're talking Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, but today we are talking about Ultimate Wolverine. Yo, what are we waiting on? Roll that intro, cuz. What's going on, Geek Corner? This is your boy, Earthsmack, the Mad Scientist, and welcome back to the Orange Phoenix Media Channel and another episode of Comic Book Declassified. Today, we're talking about the latest issue of Ultimate Wolverine. And now, I fully understand the fact that we haven't covered Ultimate Wolverine at all on this channel. So, what I'm going to do is talk about some key moments that leads up to the latest issue in Ultimate Wolverine, and you want to stick around to the end of this video. That way I give you my personal review on this current run of Ultimate Wolverine. So let's get into it. So to start out with Wolverine, there's no Department H, okay? There is Directorate X, and also who runs Directorate X is Colossus and Magic and Omega Red, okay? So they are the ones that are running this. Now that is a terrible trio to go up against, and imagine Colossus being this villain that is unrelenting, that does not tolerate failure at all. So this is what happens if Colossus was never a good guy. This is what happens when Magic was never a good guy. And Omega Red, well, he's Omega Red, so it is what it is. But they are the ones that captured Wolverine. Like, Wolverine is the one that's being experimented on. The origin is very, very similar. He has a healing factor, yes. He's getting adamantium lace bone, yes. But the people that are conducting the experiment are the ones that gave him those enhancements. Now, the thing is with that, they do not call him Wolverine. They call him the Winter Soldier. Huh? So he is the mutant version of the Winter Soldier in Marvel main universe, but just in the Ultimate Universe. So his mission is to go out and take out the opposition, which is a group of ragtag mutants and humans alike that go out and go up against the Directorate X. So the thing is with that is he hunts down other mutants, and most notably the mutants that he hunt down in issue number 1 is Mystique and Nightcrawler. Now they are very, very familiar with Logan, and this man is brainwashed. He does not speak. He only knows the mission and the mission only. Unfortunately, he was able to take out both of those individuals, Mystique and Nightcrawler, so you would not see them in further issues of Ultimate Wolverine. But that gives you the validity of him being the Winter Soldier, the validity of the Directorate X, and how dangerous they are. Now, you go on into further issues, we are introduced to Gambit and Kitty Pryde. Gambit is missing an eye, he got that eye patch, got that Nick Fury thing going on, and Black Widow. The thing is about Gambit and Kitty Pryde is that they are lovers. Huh? Yeah, so there's no Gambit and Rogue. This is Gambit and Kitty Pryde. And Black Widow is part of this group as well. So they are a part of the opposition, and they go on these various missions to pretty much hinder whatever experimentations, whatever Directorate X got going on. So on this particular mission, they meet up with Wolverine, more specifically Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde goes up against Wolverine, and since Wolverine has a physical power, he's unable to do any damage to Kitty Pryde. And Kitty Pryde knew exactly who Logan was. He's like, what is going on with you? Why are you randomly attacking me? And she actually put her hands inside his brain, and she asked the question, why don't you remember? And she kicks him out of the truck, basically saving her, Black Widow, and Gambit, because if it wasn't for Kitty Pryde, that mission would have been a failure, and there would have been three new people that he would have been taking out. Now, here is the kicker to this, though. In this Ultimate Universe, Sabretooth is actually a nice guy.
Hey, you ain't going too goddamn far now.
Absolutely, because he is seen taking care of mutant kids. Taking care of mutant kids, and at that moment, he knew something was wrong, and he knew Wolverine was somewhere nearby. Oh, excuse me, the Winter Soldier was nearby. So they get into it in this bar fight, but what you need to know about the relationship between these two is, yes, they did fight together. No, there was no terrible falling out between those two where Sabretooth was murdered someone that Wolverine really loves. There was none of that going on. What was going on is that Wolverine made Sabretooth promise him, listen, if I ever get captured, if I ever get brainwashed, because we know what they do to people that gets captured, I'm going to need you to take me out. I'm going to need you to do the job. And Sabretooth is like, how can I do that? Both of us got healing fat. It's like, how does that going to work? He like, man, listen, find a way to do it. But if I'm get less loose out here on the world, it's going to be catastrophic for the mutant population and for anybody that is part of the resistance and everything else in between. So Sabretooth pretty much agrees reluctantly. But as I get in this bar fight and this thing's going on, Natasha actually shows up, shoots Wolverine with a knockout agent, was able to knock out Wolverine, even with healing factor and all. So I don't know what is in, the Widow's Bite. I don't have no clue what's in that, but able to knock Wolverine out, take him back to the opposition facility, and get his mind back together. Now we are introduced to Macaulay Rasputin, which is also a sibling of Colossus and Magic. He was once the leader of the organization that is now ran by Colossus. He was actually the relentless leader, but he stepped away and started the opposition. So their base of operations cannot be found on any type of radar. It is pretty much blanketed from everything. So their mission, which includes now Wolverine and no longer the Winter Soldier, is to go to this facility and save as many mutants as they possibly can and bring them back to the opposition. Now, the team consists of Abigail, the Red Guardian, Black Widow, Kitty, Gambit, and Beast. Now, the thing is with this facility is that it's supposed to be a top secret facility. It's supposed to be a lot of fighting going on to even get inside the building, but none of that actually was going on. And Wolverine actually notices this, and he says there ain't no way they're gonna leave a top secret prison unguarded. And Tasha's like, yeah, you're right, something's not right, because Kitty Pryde was taking point. She was the one that actually went inside the facility, but she's taking a little bit too long to come back out. And Gambit getting a little worried. But she finally comes out, and she basically says that it's bodies. It's everywhere. Bodies are everywhere, all down the hallway. And Wolverine immediately says, open this door right now. We need to find out what exactly is going on. And what they find is another mutant. And this mutant is Warren Worthington. Now, he's not called the Archangel because Macaulay Rasputin, being the leader of the opposition, is called the Archangel. So Warren is another mutant that they caught, and Warren is another mutant that they brainwashed. And he also has metallic wings because he was able to take out two members of the team. He was able to take out Abigail and Beast. So that's two members gone from existence. So what did the next thing they do? They attack Warren, try to knock him out. Now, the thing is with this is that Kitty is motioning for the fact that we need to take him back to the facility. Maybe we can get his mind right. Wolverine is reluctant for that. He's like, what if we come across somebody that is unchangeable? What if we come across somebody that do not want to be changed or whatever the case may be? Like, we're going to have to take him out. He thinks that Warren is that person. But that's a little hypocritical from his part because he took out two key members of the opposition, Mystique and Nightcrawler. But they were able to knock out Angel, and they go further into the facility. Now, the thing is, as they go further into the facility, Wolverine comes face to face with his maker. He comes face to face with the person that experimented on him, that gave him that adamantium laced bone, that pretty much brainwashed him and pretty much put him out there to take out mutants of different friends, relationships, or whatever the case may be. And that is where we are going to end that, because issue number 10 is coming out very, very, very soon. Now, okay, now for my personal review on Ultimate Wolverine run. I will tell you that this is a very good run of Wolverine, right? I know in regular Marvel continuity, especially as a younger kid, I really love Wolverine. Wolverine is like my favorite X-Man going throughout, right? And I know in some parts there was some stories that was a little stale, but with Ultimate Wolverine, it does give us a fresh coat of paint. And with that fresh coat of paint, it leaves like fresh new storylines or whatever the case may be. You know, there's no X-Men. Well, there is X-Men, but they're not part of this continuity. Like this is the opposition. But with Wolverine finding answers, trying to figure out what exactly is going on, and the opposition going up against the Red X, this is actually pretty legit. I actually liked it. I like the fact that Colossus and Magic are bad guys, and they align themselves with Omega Red, and Colossus is the one running things. So to see Colossus in this light, man, I was like, wow, man, this is really good. He is scary in Ultimate Wolverine line. Like he is scary. That is one individual you do not want to piss off if you are a human. So there's that. Okay. So hopefully we'll get a Wolverine versus Colossus going forward, like towards the end of this run of Ultimate Wolverine. We'll see. But check it out. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. And when you hit that notification bell, make sure you say all. That way you get notified on all of our content, whether it's live or recorded. Now, you want to stick around to the Saturday morning comics at 10 a.m. Eastern time every Saturday morning. And I cover the latest and greatest in comic book news and cover what's going on during the week. So until next time, y'all, peace.